Hi, my name is Kieran, I'm 25, I'm from Manchester and I've been living with HIV for 4 years and I'm a positive speaker at George House Trust.
Hi, my name is Ummay, I'm 15, I live in Bolton and I'm a social action assistant at Youth Leads. So how long did you live with the symptoms before going to get tested?
So I lived with the early symptoms of HIV for about 2 days before starting to get tested. I was very lucky. I studied an undergraduate degree in biomedical science, so I knew a lot about HIV already and the signs to look for if you do have symptoms. So when I started getting fever, muscle aches and sweats and night pains, I realised what this could be and I immediately ordered a testing kit.
How easy was it for you to be tested?
Incredibly easy. Now that you can get a home testing kit, you don't have to go anywhere, you don't have to queue, wait for an appointment, and it takes away that fear as well of going somewhere and waiting. So I just ordered a home testing kit, arrived within about 2 days. I sent that off, got the results within about a week over the phone, and then went in to get my diagnosis confirmed by a follow-up test.
Do you feel like you could trust the doctors and nurses that you went to?
Yeah, I'm very lucky. Here in Manchester, we have specialist HIV nurses which are completely trained to help people who are living with HIV. So I was very confident with them. They knew exactly what they were talking about and they just explained the process so calmly and carefully that I just trusted them completely from the get-go. Before
you were tested with HIV, what were your thoughts on it?
I knew a lot about it. Doing my first degree, I knew a lot about the history of HIV. I didn't necessarily know much about the modern day era of HIV, but I did know that you no longer resulted in AIDS and death, essentially. With medication, people live normal lives, so that was really reassuring when I was diagnosed to know that if I was on this medication, I could live a normal life myself.
Did you know about U equals U, and can you explain it to people that might not know what it is?
I knew a little bit about it when I was diagnosed, and when it became more of an actual statement, as in it was proven as a scientific fact, that's when it became there was more of a campaign around it. So U equals U, which is undetectable equals untransmittable, means that someone who is living with HIV and is on medication, it comes to a point after about 6 months usually, and they cannot transmit the virus onto another person. So it's really reassuring for people living with HIV because it means they can't pass it on to their partners, they can't pass it on to anyone. So it means people can have families and really grow old with people knowing that they're not going to have any impact on their lives.
How has living with HIV affected your relationships with your family and friends?
At first it was a little bit difficult, telling my family about my diagnosis. It is challenging and they didn't quite understand at first, mainly because my parents grew up in the 80s and they remember all the deaths and all the stigma surrounding it. But what was great was I could then educate them on it, and so could my sister, because my sister works in science as well, so she knew a lot about HIV. So we just helped, and my mum and dad were very supportive from the off, and now they understand completely why it's important for me to talk about it so much. So it's been nice to have that support around me as well.
Do you think their views on HIV have also changed?
Definitely. They know that people don't necessarily die from it anymore, and they know that I can live a normal, healthy life, which is absolutely amazing.
Has living with HIV affected your work?
It hasn't. I've been very lucky with the company I work for. They're very supportive, and I actually, every year on World AIDS Day, I do meetings about HIV and talk to people, tell them about my status and my journey. And it's really nice to have that support from a company because not a lot of people have that. There's a lot of people, especially in the UK, who do get discriminated and can even get let go from a job because of their status, which is against the law, it is discriminatory, but it does still happen.
How did the George House Trust support you after your diagnosis?
So I went to George House Trust shortly after diagnosis and I did a training course, which was the Living Confidently with HIV. And it basically teaches you to tell that one person about your diagnosis, but also how you yourself can feel a bit more confident about it without that kind of fear and stigma. They do offer lots of other services like counselling, especially for people who are struggling a lot or they live alone, they don't know who to tell, they don't know who to go to. So it's great to have those services there.
Where can we go if we need support with HIV?
I think if you're looking for support in terms of like testing, you can go to the NHS website. They can link you there to clinics near you. If you're in Manchester, there's a Northern Sexual Health Centre. Their website there, they give you all the information about STI clinics near you, but also if you just order a home testing kit, you can do it there and send that off for a quicker turnaround time.
And what's one final piece of advice you'd give young people that have been diagnosed with HIV?
I think when it comes to support, it's different for everyone. It's not one size fits all. For me, I'd say just telling one person really will help because then you'll have that support. It's not a secret that you're keeping to yourself. You know, you're imparting that knowledge on someone else so that they can help you in whatever, if you need some type of recovery, you need some support with that journey. I think it's whatever you feel comfortable with, that's what you should do.
Thank you for coming and answering some questions with us. If you'd like to find out more information, check out the Youth Lead socials or George House Trust.